Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon, look at this. Empress energy jumping out of the pack. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. This is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Seven of Wands. This is an energy that says, I am not giving up. I am not quitting. I am going to continue fighting this fight until I get there. You know, the card that jumped out of the pack as I was shuffling is, of course, our Empress energy, right? So I feel like this is what we're fighting for. I feel like we know that this is something that means so much to you in life, that this is your purpose, that you are not quitting, right? It's kind of like you're ready to really show the world what you're made of here. We got to put all this into some context. I love that. I love that Empress energy. We have a Nine of Swords underneath. You got the Devil behind you. You have Three of Wands up top. You've got that Seven of Cups in front of you. The Seven of Cups in front of you, right? To me, this feels like a really good thing because you're looking at it. You can see it. So you know what you can do? You can change. You can go around it. You don't have to go right into this, right? You have this ability to see disaster before it strikes. You have this ability to see a toxic situation before you get deep inside the middle of it. You can see the quicksand. You don't have to step in it. You can see the bovine excrement in front of you on the sidewalk, and then you can do something about it. You don't have to step in it, right? I love that energy. Here's a Ten of Cups. And there is your Libra power card. That is the adjustment card. It is the card that rules the sign of Libra, and this is in the position of your environment, the position of your relationships. So this is about you making those necessary course corrections to avoid stepping in, well, you know, the BS, right? Stepping in that swamp, stepping in that toxic energy. You know what to look out for. You know what to avoid. You know, because I think you've probably been there before. All right. Now let's go. Two more cards. A Three of Cups and the Two of Cups. All right, that's nice. I got the Ten of Cups, Three of Cups, Two of Cups. You've got your Empress energy. You know what you want. You know who you are in life with that Three of Wands, right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with Mr. Ed, our little horse, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card till the very end. It will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. This is casual day on Dove and Serpent Tarot, by the way, so I hope you're in your jammies. If you have a prediction for this card, though, put it in the comments down below. Okay. Let's take a look around the room. Well, we've got our major. You have this driving force behind you to create your best life. Okay? The Empress energy is this principle, it's this identity, it's this spiritual purpose. It is your destiny that you feel responsible for. This is you accepting responsibility, that you have to nurture something. You have to be kind of like it's maternal energy, you know? You have to cultivate this. You have to take care of it, maintain it, build it, feed it, for it to really grow and become, for you to fulfill your potential, right? So I feel like you have this gift. You have this spiritual destiny. And you understand that you have to, it's like you know that You're an acorn who has the potential to grow into an oak tree. Well, we take that acorn, that is our soul, and we don't just chuck it somewhere and hope for the best. No, we've got to nourish it. We've got to put it in the right soil, and we have to be that. We have to be the right soil for our own soul to grow and to become what it's meant to become, to fulfill our destiny, right? And we have the 10 of cups here, fulfillment, right? Fulfilling that destiny. Very wonderful Empress energy for you and this Devil card behind you. In one sense, I feel that this is, you've already been in the worst place you can imagine. So now you understand how to see it and avoid it in the future. So your past, really, and I think that these two together is your a difficult past, right? You understand what this was, so then you can avoid this in the future. You don't need to get caught up in this again. So Spirit is telling you to trust in your plan, show the world what you're made of. Do not step in this again. You've been there before. I think the Devil card behind you, though, in the context of these other major arcana energies, this is that driving force. This is the engine of the car. This is saying, I want this. I'm going to climb this mountain. You have this drive in you to create your best life. You have this drive to nurture this and nourish it and take care of it and build it and allow it to grow into the best thing it can be, whether we're talking about a job or maybe it's a pet, a plant, a person, it's a relationship, it is your life in general. If it's your creative life, your spiritual life, I think it's everything. You're hungry for it. You're motivated. Yeah. And in a way, I feel like the goal doesn't even matter. And that's important that we talk about that, because we have our major. We've got fire and fire. We've got water. We got a little bit of air. We don't have any earth cards. No pentacles. Why? Because the details don't matter. What you're doing doesn't matter. It's kind of like saying the summit of the mountain doesn't really matter either. The summit of the mountain is important because it gives us it justifies the climbing. It's not about the summit. Just having that summit up there gives us a reason to get up and climb the mountain every day. Okay? It's just that end that really is literally justifying the means. The summit exists to give us a reason to climb the mountain, right? Because that's where the character building is. That's where the fulfillment is. That's where the expression of ourselves really is. It's in the journey. The destination, it could be anything for you, and it doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is that you feel an accord with it, that you feel it is part of you, and it's an expression of your identity. Otherwise, the goal does not matter. The theme here is to recognize that you have a potential in you, to set your sights on that summit, whatever it might be, and to start climbing. Okay? And so that's what this is here. And of course, we see our Seven of Wands as the climbing itself, as coming up against obstacles and being able to figure out a solution. And in that sense, you're kind of looking at the Seven of Cups, and your Seven of Wands is saying, okay, I see you, and I'm going to figure out a way to get through this, to get around it, above it, over it, under it, whatever, right? We're trusting in the plan. You got a Nine of Swords down here beneath you. I don't think you've always trusted in yourself, but I think you're learning that some of our insecurities can be replaced by this certainty of our identity and of our character and of our spiritual mission. It's kind of like if I have a certainty about what I'm meant to do in this life and about what my potential is, then all my insecurities don't really matter. I can be as insecure as I want, but it doesn't change the fact that this is who I am. Right? So we can be anxious, we can be insecure, we can have all these doubts and all these different thoughts and feelings about ourselves and about our path and about life, because we're human beings, right? I mean, most of us, I think. So we can do this, we can have that, we can feel those feelings sometimes. And we can doubt ourselves, and we can sort of second guess our choices, and we can second guess our plan. But if we focus on the kind of the virtue of what we're doing, that says, I'm committed to something that's bigger than me. I'm committed to something that means more than my doubts and insecurities mean. And so we focus on this, and it allows us to continue, even though sometimes we feel a little Nine of Swords. We feel like we're being a little bit critical of ourselves, that we're being a little hard on our beliefs. We're sort of, we can't always have the positive mindset. We try to, and we need to continue to try to. But sometimes we're gonna doubt. Okay, the positive mindset is always something to aspire to, something to try to work toward, having it as much as we can. And then really, let's do something with this one. Let's do a Language of Flowers affirmation card. Oh, that's the one, I guess, right? Resignation. Say goodbye to what you no longer need. Well, maybe that feeling of insecurity or those doubts and that sort of negative internal dialogue, the criticism, the self-criticism, the feeling within you maybe that your plan isn't really that great, that it's not going to amount to anything, and just really all that negative stuff, right? Maybe that's what we're saying goodbye to, what we no longer need. Okay. But I think the potential for this is inside of all of us. And I think anybody who claims that they're always happy or always in a good mood or always just cheerful and bubbly, and you know what I mean? Like they're hiding something, you know? So I think for us to admit that, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't feel certain. I feel a little bit miserable. I don't feel all that confident right now. That's okay. It's not going to take away from us fighting for this, fighting to do this. It's like I can go into, and that really, you know what that is? That's courage. You're right. And that's why we have Mars in Leo here with the Seven of Wands. Despite the internal state, it's like somebody who is really, really, I mean, they're shaking in their boots. They're nervous. They're self-conscious. They're doubting themselves. They're insecure. But they're going to be brave. They're going forward into this life, and they're moving ahead with their path. Anyway, you're showing the world what you're made of, no matter how scared we are. And like I tell my daughters, that when you're scared, that's the best time to be brave. That's when it really means the most. We can't be brave unless we're scared. Otherwise, it's not bravery. It's just we're just doing something, you know. And that's kind of why we have this is Mars in Gemini. This is Mars in Leo. So instead of being paralyzed by our fear, we're mobilizing it into courage and bravery so that we can get up here and know we're moving ahead with life, moving ahead with this plan of ours, right? And to do that, we have to also, Seven of Cups. We got to watch out for the traps, the snares, the pitfalls. We got to be able to see the red flags. There's a difference between being brave and courageous and just being reckless. Okay, if you're afraid and you just run into the path, run into battle without thinking, and you're just sort of acting impulsively and acting recklessly, you're going to fall victim to whatever this trap is. You're going to get ensnared by this unwanted energy, right? We're going to fall into the trap. If we are brave and courageous, but we also are kind of keeping our wits about us, right? Then we're going to be able to navigate. We're going to be able to see these situations, relationships, these events, these feelings even in front of us, and we're going to be able to sort of dodge them, get around them, or deal with them appropriately. Right? Not get caught off guard. That's the thing. What if we didn't see this? What if this was here, but it was covered up? Well, then I'm just rushing into battle, and I didn't expect there to be a Seven of Cups, but here I am sinking in the quicksand. Okay. Now, on the path of the Serpent, by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Okay. We see a Ten of Cups as your general energy. This is fulfillment. This is the feeling like sometimes we go through these extremes where we're like a 9 of swords. We're just about ready to give up, and it's just I'm not hopeful. I'm not optimistic. I do not think that I'm scared beyond belief, right? But we do it anyway. We invoke this courage, this Mars and Leo energy that's just saying, I'm going to fight through this, and I'm gonna push past whatever these obstacles are. And then I think on the other side of that, we really feel absolutely wonderful, right? It's the feeling that I can do anything here. This is the sort of the ultimate pleasure, right? This is not the pleasure of getting to the summit of the mountain. This is the pleasure of realizing that I'm capable of the journey and that I had this big, frightening challenge, but, kind of, as I've been saying, we're showing the world what I'm made of here. And wow, I did it. I got through, under, over, or around this obstacle. And now we feel so, I don't even know what the word is to describe that feeling. We feel so capable. We feel so just jubilant, almost euphoric. Right? Blissful. And that's the part of the journey that really means something, this ability to face our fears, to face the challenges and not cower and give up and run away, but to say, I'm scared beyond my wits, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to push through. And that leads us to such a beautiful, blissful feeling. Yeah. And that really is because you have this Libra energy, your superpower card. This is your ability to still make good I got to calm down. Good decisions and choices. I was going to say decisions. To make those good decisions and choices, despite the chaos, the hectic, scared, frightened, challenge energy, fighting kind of energy around you. So when we're on this journey and we're confronted with a problem where you're climbing a mountain, you're faced with a crevasse that you have to, or a ravine that you have to cross over, right? That you're able to not just get scared and not just run and think you can jump over it, do something silly and reckless, but you can, even in your fear, even in the anxiety, even in all this rush of adrenaline, this kind of fight or flight response, you can be level-headed. You can make a very kind of discerning choice about, okay, this is what we need to do. I got to get a rope. I got to get a ladder and whatever else you need. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it bravely and courageously and energetically, but safely, reasonably, right? Responsibly. And that's what I like about this, because, you got some challenging cards here. I'm not going to lie to you. Right? The 9, the 7, these are all very challenging cards. But the rest of these cards say you can do it, and this is how you're doing it, and look, you are doing it. So whatever the challenge is in front of you, trust your plan, trust your higher discernment, trust yourself, your true self. Okay. And the 3 of Cups is celebration, recognition, appreciation. This is joy, right? This is in the obstacle. This is kind of the card that we're sort of worried about. The fear, worry, and concern is that abundance, okay? And I think the real fear that you have, just not so much even the fear of like, there's an obstacle here and I don't know if I can get over it, if I can get through it. I think the deepest fear in you is not fulfilling your potential, is not stepping up and being who you're meant to be, is not at least giving it the absolute best effort of which you're capable. Okay? Showing the world what you're made of doesn't mean that you have to get to the summit. It means that you never gave up climbing the mountain. That you did not quit on yourself. Or your teammates, if there are other teammates here with you. There are no court cards here at all. I kind of feel like this is a solo climb, but I think the difficult thing is for you to, the one true deepest fear you have is not living up to your potential. Okay? I also feel like it's kind of difficult for you to really express what you want and what you need and how you feel in life. The 3 of Cups sometimes is this need to start asking for what you need. Start expressing how you feel. It's like you're not going to get what you need from other people or from the world if you don't make it known that you need it. So we have to put that request out there. We have to kind of make the wish if the universe is going to respond to our wishing. We have to sort of ask for what we need if our partner or friends or whatever is, if they're going to be able to supply that. Okay, especially if we're climbing a mountain here, we can't be shy about it. We gotta be very vocal in expressing how we feel and what we want. This is also a card that says we got to express love whenever we can. You appreciate people in your life, you love people in your life, you gotta let them know. Okay, you gotta tell them, because maybe it feels like you're alone on a solo climb, maybe you're not. So maybe this is looking around and saying, hey, we're climbing this mountain together, I love you guys. You know, we're all doing it. Yeah, we got to be able to express how we're feeling. Yeah. And in this case, this is really about expressing the love, expressing the positive, constructive, healthy, healing emotions, expressing your needs. What do you need in order to heal? What do you need in order to feel good and to feel satisfied? What do you need to sort of do your job better? Right? It's kind of, we're working at a company and it's like we're not doing a good job, and but we've never told our boss that, hey, I need some extra pens, or I need a faster computer, or something like this. You know, we have to be able to say that. We have to put that out there. Other people, we can't expect them to be mind readers or heart readers. You know, it's like, oh, they know I love them. Well, let's make sure they know. Okay. And then we've got the Two of Cups here. Now, I don't know what the mountain is that you're climbing. I have no idea. But the Two of Cups, this is love. This is the urge to merge. This is the idea that you could not imagine yourself on any different path than the one you're on. This is really saying that the love, again, the love is in the climbing, not so much that I need to get to the top of it, that I need to get to the summit of the mountain. That's the only thing that's going to make me happy. Right? I think the happiness, the joy, the love really is in doing it, and maybe in the companionship that we find along the way, and how we are connecting with ourselves, for one thing, connecting with the path and connecting with the mountain, but also connecting with our friends, family, loved ones, our coworkers, our associates, right? Whoever's kind of in this with us. Yeah. So this is a lot of love as the outcome of all of this. Yeah. It could be that this is the beginning of a romantic relationship for you. And that might be kind of some of where we're hesitant. Okay, especially if you kind of been in this before and now we're trying not to step in it again. And so we're a little bit cautious. We're a little bit scared of getting into another, let's say, close relationship, whether this is romantic, platonic, spiritual, or even a relationship with ourselves. It's kind of like I'm kind of scared of getting into a one-on-one intimate connection, bond relationship, even if it's platonic, because I don't want to get hurt again, right? Because I don't want to be impulsive and risky and end up stepping in the bovine excrement again. Okay? So I think that by you being courageous, but also keeping a level head and being smart and responsible, I think you're safe to enter into this combination, whether this is a relationship with a person or with a mountain. You know, I think it's safe for you to do so as long as you keep all of these things in mind. Okay. Now, mystery card. I want this to be, well, the Lovers would be real nice. I think that would seal the deal. But I don't know if it's going to be. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Well, it's a 9 of Wands. It's a resilience. To me, this is also a courage. This is kind of saying that, you know what? I know that whatever happens, I'm going to be okay. I know that whatever comes my way, even if I take a risk and I pursue this path, I start climbing the mountain, maybe sometimes I'm going to fall into the bovine excrement. And there's no way that I could have avoided this, and that's okay. I'm strong enough to get through it. I'm strong enough to pull myself out of this again. I have before. I'm going to try really, really, really hard not to step in the BS. But if I do, that's okay. I know I can get out of it and I can be okay. This is strength. Yeah. Anyway, I think this is a really good confirmation card. And I'm very curious about what all of this means. Again, we don't have the earth energy, so I don't know exactly what it is. If it's a partnership, if it's a path, a purpose, if it is a career endeavor, if it's a romantic relationship, or if you're literally climbing a mountain, I don't know. But I know that you can do it, and I know that this is going to be the best journey of your life. Now we're going to do an I Ching reading. We're going to do an oracle card reading in the extended. Click on the link in the corner. There's also a link down below. New readings for Libra on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.